So I've always been a big advocate for commenting on the positive, especially if you're going to comment on the negative, right? If you're going to be willing to talk about the negative, you have to acknowledge the positive. There's got to be a balance, and I try to stay objective, right? I don't want to think everything they do is bad just because that's fun, or because that's the meme. I try to give props where they're due, and I try to criticize where it's due. And I feel like I've been doing a lot of criticizing lately. And occasionally there's something positive I'll throw in, but I haven't done anything with a positive tone in a minute. I feel like I've been criticizing and having a lot of fun at Plarium's expense lately. So I thought maybe today we would talk about some of the things that that I think are good in the game, that I think are going well, that I think Plarium's doing right. And I'm also going to be very interested to hear what you guys think. Is there anything going on or that has gone on in the last couple of months or so that you thought, wow, what a good change. I have nothing bad to say about it. Is there anything you can think of that that you really enjoy that's just positive, right? I'm going to do my best to only focus on those things in this video. So let's talk a little bit about some of the more recent changes, right? Let's talk about this clan quest system. Now, there's definitely things to criticize here. There's definitely things to criticize, but I think the system itself, the implementation of a feature like this is fun. I do think that it's fun. I think that it's a cool idea. I like the concept. I think it was a good idea. I think it could have been implemented better, and I definitely think some things need to change, but perhaps they'll figure it out over time. But I like the idea. It adds something else to do to the game that gives everybody fun, potentially anyway, gives everybody fun projects. For example, this morning in the stream, twitch.tv/JGigs, we knocked out, where is it? Oh, I'm back on my free-to-play, ain't I? Well, I'm on my main. Where is it? Where's that Diggum quest? Right here. Spider's Den with all Ogren tribe champs. It's fun. It's a fun little project. When it first released, these were all with only rare champs. We kind of yelled at him a little bit about that and said, you know, that's not going to be possible for most of the factions. And they tweaked it, and now it's isolated to a faction. I think that's much more doable, perhaps more challenging sometimes than others. You know, Ogren does have Iggy, which makes it a lot easier. But I kind of came across something that I might make a video on setting it up. So I'm gonna play with it a little bit and see if I can get the numbers in a reasonable range, and then perhaps we'll do a video on the team that I used or a variation of it. But just little things like that I think are fun, because I'm at a point now on my main account where I'm not doing much, right? I'm not trying to be super competitive PvP. Most of my dungeon teams are sorted. I can auto all the way through Hard Doom Tower. That's not really much of a project anymore. You know, there's not many interesting things for me to do. If I pull a new champ, I can build him and play around with him. But this makes me do stuff that I wouldn't have done otherwise. I would never have done Ogre and only Spider 20. And it was fun. I had a good time, you know, sorting it out in the stream this morning and putting it together. And little projects like that are nice. So I think this is cool. I think it gives everybody of every level something extra to do. You know, there's some benefits from it. So again, I definitely think there's things wrong with it, but as far as it goes as a whole, I think it was a good idea, and I hope that it gets better. I really do, because I think it's a cool feature. What else? What else have they been doing that's pretty good lately? I would say the fusion champs have been good lately. We know how I feel about the barrage of fusions we get, but if we're just going to talk about the quality of the champs, I feel like they have found a pretty good medium of like quality, right? And then every now and then there's one that either they intentionally did. I don't know how much they actually know about the game, or know about how much what they're going to do is going to impact the state of the game. I don't know if they knew that Brogni was going to be what he was. You know, I don't know if they knew he was going to be part of a clan boss team that put up 500 million damage. You know what I mean? I don't think they saw that coming. Maybe they knew he was going to be a really, really good champ. I don't know, but I think they have, for the most part, found a pretty good baseline. Like this last fusion. I know people were hating on her because, honestly, that's what happens every fusion, but she is a good champ. Like, she's going to be a very useful champ for a lot of people. She's going to be helpful in Knights Rev. This all battle speed lead is really good. Like, there's definitely ways to use her that are going to be good. Every champ doesn't have to be meta to be good, you understand? So I think they found a pretty good baseline on the fusions. What else? What else have they done? These drop fever events are kind of cool, right? Perhaps a little ill-timed sometimes, but it's kind of cool. If they cycle around through sets that people are wanting, maybe even perhaps a little bit more frequently. I don't know. It's kind of tough, right? It's kind of tough maybe to do it more frequently because on one hand, yeah, it's like 2x crit damage drops is great, but maybe if it's always going on, maybe it bounces from dungeon to dungeon. I don't know, but it's a cool idea if you're specifically after crit damage gear. So far they've done good sets, right? They've done speed, they've done stun, they've done crit damage. What else have they done? I can't remember, but I feel like they're picking pretty good sets to do it with. Kind of a cool little extra thing to have in the game, right? Again, perhaps they could be timed better. But we're getting other stuff, right? Especially the speed gear one. The speed gear one's nice. I've had a lot of people tell me about some crazy speed gear they've gotten during that one. So, you know, kind of a cool little thing. Let's see, man. What else? What else have they done? They did add more storage to the game. It is very expensive though. But it's there, I reckon. And technically silver is farmable. So if you just expand it with silver. I don't think I've even expanded mine yet. How much does it cost? I think we go up to 400 now, right? Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for 10 slots, but at least it's there, I guess. I'm trying, dude. They're doing some interesting things with summon events lately. They're adding more ways for the summon events to be interesting. That's pretty good. What else? There was some big update a few updates ago, and I remember thinking that there wasn't much to complain about, but I can't specifically remember the update. But I remember my sentiment being like, "Wow, what a smooth update!" Where everything was almost perfect. But I don't remember what that was. How about the new champs they're adding to the game? On one side of the argument, people say, well, they're diluting the champ pool, making it less likely I'm ever going to pull the bad L that I've never gotten or whatever. And sure, that's true too. But I would counter that with they're adding some pretty good champs to the game on a fairly regular basis. And I would say that the champ pool is opening up quite a bit and making this game much more playable without needing to spend money. Way back in the day, it was you needed such specific champs to do certain things. And I think now, in most cases, there are multiple options for each spot on a team depending on what it is you're trying to do. It's no longer just Cold Heart and Royal Guard for Spider. It's no longer just, you know what I mean? There's other options for just about everything in the game now. I know on my free to play I feel a lot less constricted by which champs I have. One, I mean, I've had decent luck on the free to play, but two, I think that there's just more available, so it's more likely you'll pull someone that can do something for you. It seems anyway. There's more options. You don't have to have the Cold Heart. You don't have to have the Tayrail anymore. You know, Tayrail used to be huge. It used to be wildly game-changing because he was one of the few that did what he did the way he did it. And now we've got other options that can fill his role pretty well. So I would say that, yeah, they're adding a lot of champs, and perhaps they could tone it down a little bit, but I think it's making the game more playable. You're a lot more likely to get someone you can use, I would say. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty positive. They did. I think they found a good spot with Faction Wars as far as the difficulty. It took them a couple of tries if they were, you know, if they were real tries at all. But I think Faction Wars is in a decent spot. It's challenging and it's hard, and some factions are still a little bit of a problem. We need a little, like Skinwalkers could be a little bit deeper, perhaps. Maybe a couple more solid options. But we just got the Hippo, so you got a Reviver. Maybe we'll get a couple more later. But I think they found a pretty good spot with the difficulty on Faction Wars, which is nice, right? It's nice. I feel comfortable that I'll complete it on my free-to-play. It'll take a while, but I don't see any reason I wouldn't be able to. I bet you most of it can be done with rares without ridiculous top-notch end-game gear. You know what I mean? I bet you it can be done by rares in most cases. So that's pretty nice. What else, man? There's got to be other stuff. I didn't really plan this. I just figured I would come in and just kind of spitball for a second and see where we ended up. I am curious, though. I really do want feedback from you guys on what's going on in the game that you like. We're all here for a reason, right? And it's not. Darth made a good point yesterday when we talked about the you know, being so deeply invested that it's hard to walk away. And I'm sure to a degree that is the case for some of us, but or for some people, and maybe not even completely. But like, there's reasons we're here. Right, the community's real dope. Yeah, we are pretty heavily invested, but there's fun stuff about the game too. So let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's have a positive video. Let's have a positive conversation in the comments today. And I don't know, what do you think they're doing right, man? What are you enjoying about the game? Is there anything that you don't have any super heavy complaints about? I'm interested. I'm interested to know. And we'll leave that one here. Try to have a nice and be nice. Kind of nice to play Arium for a day maybe. And then we'll probably get back to it tomorrow, you know, cuz I got some other stuff I want to roast them about. It's here and we're going to do it still, but I figured we would do this today. So that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. Interested to know what you think, and we'll see you later.